So I felt inspired to say a little bit more about Tinder. I find that I struggle with Tinder. I struggle to kind of enjoy it. It feels a little bit like learning the Polish language. And this is why I think that the videos on the other channel I'm doing about learning skills is actually very relevant. With language, Polish language, uh, I walk into a coffee shop, I start up some Polish. The barista wants to speak in English, flips the moment she hears my accent. I struggle to understand uh, something that they say, and then I get annoyed. In fact, just last week, I went into a Żabka and I started speaking Polish, and the guy went, "Oh, I don't understand what you're saying." And I got and flipped to English. I got quite angry with him. I went, you know, I repeated it again, uh, Chce zamówić dwie paczki Marlboro Lights papierosa, or something like that, yeah. And he was taken aback, and I left the shop, and I thought, underneath it is this sort of anger that I'm living in this foreign country, and I'm just simply not able to communicate even at a very basic level. And I feel that same thing with Tinder. It's like I have to get the phone out and I have to swipe. Oh, I have to check my messages. How often do I have to check my messages? I need to keep the momentum going. As you get older, you get things happening in your life, and my business and my other interests means it's very difficult to give it very much attention. Um, so it's like it is just like having to learn the Polish language. So I am sitting here in my car this morning preparing for a vlog. I'm in the UK visiting family, and I went onto AI, just Google the AI mode, and I said, what are the classic opening lines of Tinder? I looked at my profile and my matches. I actually do. I'd love to be able to show you the photographs of the girls that I've been matching with, because they're really attractive. Certainly to me, and 30s is a sort of late 30s is a good range for me. So I get the matches from only doing one session a week on a Sunday of swiping, an hour's session. But then I get these messages back from them like "hello" or "thank you for the compliment," and I'm like, well, where do I go from? Where do I go to from there? So I googled I went on to AI Google, and I was like, well, what are the most popular opening conversational gambits in Tinder? And I got some suggestions. And actually, they matched some suggestions from a guy, one of the coaches on my courses, who's very good at Tinder now and texting generally. And I kind of matched some of the things that he was saying. And I just put down in my phone um, observation, personal observation. Um, and that is exactly what you do in day game when you approach a girl. You make an observation about it. I think observations are critically important. What is it that's attracted you to that girl? What is it that's piqued your interest, aroused your curiosity? Communicate that, translate that to texting on Tinder with modifications. So that was one thing. The second thing was um, playfulness. And that's also very good. If you can actually work out a little playful thing at the end, Like I just matched with a girl, and there was a picture of her in a ski resort, and she was at the table and smiling at the camera. It was a nice photograph. She had a beer in her hand, but there were also a couple of other beers, probably of the person who's taking the photograph. So I said, you know, this nails it, sells it for me. Charming smile, um, clearly athletic, sporty, hiking or skiing talents in abundance, and a table littered with beer bottles and a smiley face at the end. Or I said, but I'm not so sure about a table littered with beer bottles, winky face. You know what I mean? Tinder greetings, and then I used to say Tinder greetings at the end, and then I put a rose or a couple of champagne glasses. It's quite important to communicate compliments and to tell the girl that you like and you're attracted to her. But if you can put on a little bit of a tease, the one I used was a work in progress. It seemed like fun, and it was communicating to her that I actually taken the trouble to look at the photograph, and then think about a funny rejoinder. Um, so, and then the third thing I put down in my notebook was curiosity. It's quite good sometimes, and again, this is something that Tim Powers with his texting used to use quite a lot, which is there's something I noticed about you. There's something curious that I noticed about you if you're interested, or anything of a formulation that kind of, what is it that he's curious about in my profile, in my photographs. So that also can be selectively used. So having mapped that down, I then accepted that I was going to have to spend an hour or at least 40 minutes doing this, and that I might as well enjoy it. And because the problem is, isn't it, guys, that you look at the phone, you think about swiping, and immediately you're like, oh, fucking hell, because of the history with it, yeah. You look at the messages and you're not sure what to say, as was the case with me this morning. Well, it, Tinder is like day game. It requires work. Anything requires work, but actually, really, and this is why I think this the principles of learning skills is transferable across a whole range of pursuits. Is that with Polish, and it's been troubling me that with Polish and with Tinder, I don't have the same enthusiasm that I do, and curiosity and love, or a sense of fun that I do with skiing or day game or golf or other pursuits. So, and that seems to me, well, why not? You know, see if I can't cultivate an interest and a curiosity, and then when I kind of get through this, we talk about things being hard work, but it's not really hard work. It's kind of like a falling still, accepting the situation. Here I am again, in my 50s, Tindering for a girlfriend, and all that stuff that comes up. Kind of let it go. Here's what's in front of you. Let's just give it my full attention. And then accept it. And that sort of out of that acceptance then comes, oh, actually, this is quite interesting, quite fun. And I thought, went on to AI, what does AI have to say about Tinder? So the very process of engaging with the Tinder was a kind of a playful one of curiosity and wanting to learn more. And I've sent these messages, and I'm now curious as to whether they work or not, rather than being, concerned whether or not I'll get a response. Isn't that interesting? I'm actually more interested. This is how it is for day games. Why I don't feel kind of rejected if I don't get a number from a girl in the street. It's because I love the conversation, interaction, and building my social skills. Well, why not build my texting skills? And my ability to put up a good profile, a good shop window. We're all our own marketers these days. You kind of do have to, put your best foot forward, don't you, in life? So why not learn about that area as well? And out of that bubbled up a kind of a sense of, as I say, a sense of fun, and a sense of being interested in the process, but just kind of connecting with a sense of fun and knowledge and an open-heartedness about trying things and then I became quite excited about sharing it with you guys and thinking I haven't quite delivered all I wanted to deliver with the last Tinder vlog that I did just last week. I'd like to show you my profile, and I will put it here, probably put it at the end of the vlog or put it on screen now. And I'll show you those few messages, and I'll come back to you as to what sort of results I'm getting. But certainly one thing that is true is that, at least for me, living in Poland, there have been good quality matches. I'll talk more and dates and mini relationships. Yeah. So I hope that I walk the walk as well as talk the talk in this area. And I use it selectively. As I said in the last vlog, it's a great compliment to approaching girls, because if you get girls out on the dates and sort of Tinder, it's far better to have learnt some approach skills and some dating skills before you do. I mean, I had... and the age thing, I mean, I had a beautiful date with super hot. I mean, I often find that the girls are more attractive when they turn up in person than they are in their profiles. Super hot Pakistani girl, bit too, not necessarily young, but emotionally mature for me. She did something a bit stupid and got critical because of a date cancellation, and a tiny bit weird, and it kind of made me go cold on her. But I think what I'm just trying to say is emphasise that it does work, that it can work. But what might be getting in the way for you of making it work is your own kind of inner attitude about it. And my regime is swipe once a week on Boost. I've got Tinder Gold, I think. Take an interest even in swiping and try and not just do it robotically and mechanically. Learn something about the world, learn something about what girls put in their profiles. And then I obviously have to text, you have to check and whatnot, but I try and limit myself to texting twice a day. I don't always do that, but like on a Monday night, I will check what's happened from Sunday. So I've got a little bit of a discipline in place, so I don't get carried away with it, and it doesn't become all consuming. So I want to talk more about the profile, because that is obviously really critical. For reasons I'm only beginning to realise, it's almost kind of more important than the texting after you've matched. And I also want to talk to you a little bit more about the texting. Once I've got some grist from the mill, for the mill, as a result of the messages that I've just been sending. So stay tuned. Do check out the other videos on learning skills as an adult, because I'm trying to tease out these these fundamental principles that underlie the acquisition of any sport. And I'm beginning to feel that one kind of principle, however you kind of, I don't know how you kind of apply it, but is this: you have got to cultivate a sense of enthusiasm and curiosity about the task in hand.